It's 1:40 in the morning on Highway 2, just outside Havre, Montana. The thermometer at the grain elevator says minus 51 Celsius. At that temperature, exposed skin freezes in 90 seconds. Diesel turns to wax. Steel becomes brittle enough to crack like glass. And parked in a gravel lot beside a 24-hour truck stop, there are 31 trucks. Engines off. Lights off. Nobody moving. 200 meters away, a motel sign glows through the ice fog. Rooms available. $69 a night. Hot water, cable TV, a real bed. Not one driver walks toward it. And here's what should bother you. These are not broke men. A long-haul driver running winter freight clears $80, sometimes $90,000 a year. $69 is nothing. So why are 31 grown adults choosing to sleep inside frozen metal boxes in weather that kills people? The answer has 3 layers. The first one is a trap, physical and legal, that most people have never heard of. The second is a piece of hidden technology bolted under the truck that costs more than a used car. And the third layer. The third layer is the reason that even if you fixed everything else, they'd still say no to that motel room. Stick with me. By the end of this, a parked truck in a blizzard will never look the same to you again. Layer 1. The trap. Let's destroy the first assumption right now. The driver is not being cheap, and he is not being tough. He is doing math. Start with size. A modern sleeper truck, pulling a 53-foot trailer, stretches over 21 meters longer than a bowling lane and a half. Fully loaded, it weighs as much as 8 adult elephants. A motel parking lot is built for pickup trucks and rental sedans. The turning radius alone makes entry impossible. Try to swing that trailer into a motel lot and you'll take out 3 parked cars and a light pole before you even find a spot that doesn't exist. But suppose the lot was empty. Suppose he could park. He still can't leave. Because of what's behind him. That trailer might be carrying $2 million in pharmaceuticals. Or frozen beef. Or 500 flat-screen TVs. Under his contract and under federal freight regulations, that cargo is his responsibility from pickup to delivery. The moment he walks away from an unsecured trailer and something disappears, one pallet, one box, the claim lands on him. Insurance investigators ask one question first. Where was the driver? If the answer is in a motel across the street, his career is effectively over. Companies blacklist drivers with cargo claims. His commercial license becomes worthless paper. So he stays with the truck. Always, that's the trap. But here's where this story turns upside down. Because even if you posted an armed guard next to that trailer all night, free of charge, most of these drivers would look at the motel, shrug, and climb back into the cab anyway. To understand why, you need to see what's hiding under the passenger side step. Layer 2. The machine you've never noticed. Most people assume that if the truck is warm, the engine must be running. Wrong, and in most of North America, illegal. Anti-idling laws now cover the majority of US states and Canadian provinces. Leave a diesel engine idling overnight and you're looking at fines from $500 to $10,000, depending on where you're parked. The environmental boards writing those tickets do not care that it's minus 50 outside. And even without the law, idling is financial suicide. A big diesel at idle drinks roughly 4 liters of fuel per hour, doing nothing but keeping a metal box warm. Run that all night, 300 nights a year, and you've burned more than $13,000, enough to buy the heating system that makes idling unnecessary in the first place. That system lives in a compact housing, tucked along the frame rail. Drivers call it the Apu Auxiliary Power Unit. Think of it as a miniature power station with one job: keep a human alive and comfortable while consuming almost nothing. The modern versions are battery electric. A bank of deep cycle batteries charged by the engine during the day's driving powers a small, sealed diesel-fired air heater about the size of a loaf of bread. This little unit pulls fuel from the main tank, one drop at a time, ignites it in a tiny combustion chamber, and pushes dry hot air through insulated ducts straight into the sleeper berth. Fuel consumption, less than half a liter per hour. Heat output, enough to hold +20 inside, while it's -50 outside. That's a 70-degree difference, maintained by something smaller than a microwave. And the smart drivers don't stop at one heater. Ask Ray, who's been running reefer loads between Edmonton and Winnipeg for 19 winters. He'll tell you his rule: 1 is none. 2 is 1. 3 lets you sleep. 3 layers of heat. The APU system is Layer 1. Layer 2 is an independent bunk heater, a completely separate combustion unit with its own fuel line and its own switch. So that if the first system dies at 3 a.m., he flips one toggle and hears the sound every winter driver knows. The soft tick, tick-tick of the fuel dosing pump. 1 click per second. Each click is a single drop of diesel becoming heat. Layer 3 is a 12-volt heated blanket running off its own isolated battery 40 watts of warmth pressed directly against the body, enough to survive the night even if everything else fails. Then there's the fortification ritual. Before real cold arrives, drivers transform the cab. Thermal curtains with foam cores seal off the sleeper from the front seats, cutting the space the heater must fight by more than half. Windows get covered with foil-backed insulation cut to shape ugly as sin, but it stops the glass from bleeding heat 10 times faster than the walls. Anti-gel additive goes into every fuel fill from October onward, because untreated diesel starts turning to slush around -20. Some drivers spend $1,800 on lithium starter batteries, because standard batteries lose more than half their cranking power in deep cold, and lithium barely notices. The result? While you imagine a shivering man wrapped in blankets, the reality is a driver in a t-shirt watching a movie on a tablet, in a sealed capsule holding steady at 21 degrees. But comfort still isn't the real answer. The real answer is Layer 3. Layer 3, the thing nobody expects. Ask a veteran winter driver, someone with 1,000,000 miles and 20 Januaries behind them, why they won't take the motel room even when it's free. The answer is almost never about money. It's about sovereignty. A woman named Carla, who hauls fuel tankers across North Dakota, put it in one sentence: in a motel, I'm renting someone else's night. In my cab, the night belongs to me. Think about what a motel actually offers at -50. Thin walls. A door slamming down the hall at 4 a.m. A heater controlled by a thermostat someone else programmed. Strangers' footsteps above your head. You are a guest, subject to everyone else's noise and choices. Now the cab. The driver controls the temperature to the degree, the fan speed, the lighting, the sound. And outside, something strange happens at extreme cold that almost nobody talks about. The world goes perfectly, unnaturally silent. Below -45, deep snow swallows sound, traffic vanishes, and the air itself seems to stop carrying noise. Drivers have a name for it: the dead quiet. The only sound left in the universe is that fuel pump. Tick, 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 and that clicking, drivers will tell you, becomes the most comforting sound on earth. Because every click means fuel is flowing. Fuel flowing means heat. Heat means you win tonight. But they're not actually alone. Look closer at those 31 trucks, and you'll notice they park near each other, not for wind protection, but for radio range. CB Channel 19 is for the highway. But on brutal nights, an unofficial channel comes alive with quiet check-ins. Anybody's heater struggling. Batteries reading low on the blue Kenworth. Got spare anti-gel if anyone needs it. No front desk. No manager. Just a scattered brotherhood of strangers keeping each other alive through the physics of winter and cracking jokes while they do it. One night near Regina, at -53, a driver keyed up and said, "Motels, got an indoor pool. Boys, long pause. Then another voice. Yeah? Enjoy the walk. The whole channel laughed and went back to sleep. So the next time you pass a row of dark, silent trucks in a blizzard, don't feel sorry for them. Inside each one is a heated fortress, 3 redundant systems deep, commanded by someone who chose that exact spot, that exact temperature, that exact silence. They're not stranded, they're home. And most of them are sleeping better than you. Now here's my question for you. Drivers, what's the coldest night you've ever slept through in the bunk, and what saved you? Drop it in the comments, I read every single one. And if you're watching this from a warm couch, check your local temperature right now, then subtract 50. That's their Tuesday. Subscribe if you want more hidden systems the world drives past every day.